Okay everybody, welcome back. We're in the Firelink Shrine before we head into the Undead settlement. So first up we're going to go and spend our souls on getting ourselves an extra level. We're going to take some more stamina because that is the most pressing thing that we need at the moment. Of course, upgrading our faith slowly along the way is going to be important for us as well. This is going to end up at 60, which is what creates a build based around one of the caster stats. So intelligence builds you want 60, faith builds you want 60. I've seen some people say 50, but if you ain't going in, you ain't going in for a faith build, you're going in for a hybrid. So you know, that's just kind of how I see it and how I make my builds. After 60 you don't really get anything, well yeah, practically nothing out of putting these points into there, which is why we stop at 60. Unless of course you go to a really high level, in which case take it all the way to 99. But my builds will generally be staying under, well, at most 150. But I think 130 for a caster is pretty fine. So 140 if you want to push into like a hex build or something. But 150 should be if you're wanting good multiplayer connectivity where you're looking at staying, or at least that's kind of what a lot of people are sticking at. But I've noticed that there are people like sticking at level 300 and all sorts of things, at which point you can basically just do or use whatever you like. So do what's best for you at the end of the day. So anyway, level that up.
Farewell,
and we're going to use our new Estus Shard. We're going to be getting another one fairly soon as well, so that's going to be looking pretty nice for us.
That is what.
So reinforce. So now we're on 6 heals,
Be careful.
which is good. We're going to get our 7th probably in less than 5 minutes, so that'll be nice as well. So, Undead settlement, that's where we're going to be going. So, I'm heading this way. Oh yeah, that fight over there, of course. A couple of guys here that we're going to need to deal with, heading through the house. Enemies, I think, will start dropping slightly more souls. Yep, so souls per enemy has just doubled on those guys. It's gone from like 30 to 60, so pretty cool. Now, you'll see a lot of these bodies with these shiny things on them. You just have to hit them and then they'll drop down. Down here we have some more of the kind of frustrating enemies of this game as well, which are little like hooded fiends that I just really don't like. I don't get on with them at all. Speaking of pine resins, I totally forgot to use the lightning pine resin on that boss. Sorry about that, guys. I may do it on the next one. We'll see kind of how that goes. It's not really needed, especially with a weapon like this. It's kind of just wrecking through things at the moment anyway. It kind of bothers me that I'm only like a little bit of damage from one hitting these guys. It's like, damn, just a little bit more. Cool. So before we go out and down there, the actual best way to go into the next little part is up on this balcony. So we're going to want to kill this guy. I have some coins. I think these are rusted coins. No, it's repair powder. Oh yeah, coins are a little bit further in. We'll talk about those when we get them. So repair powder is kind of useful. If you look underneath my shield and my weapon, there are little red bars, and as you go through an area, your weapon takes damage. But when you rest at a bonfire, the damage is reset or taken off, however you want to call it. It doesn't really come into play very often. I've not had a weapon break on me, so I don't really know how common it is. One of the most fragile weapons is the Uchigatana, and I've just realised I have no firebombs with me, which is not ideal. So I'm going to Homeward Bone. Now Homeward Bone, that will take you back to either the last bonfire you rested at or the Firelink Shrine bonfire. So I'm going to Homeward Bone, grab some firebombs, I'm going to spend my 1,700 souls on them, and I'll be right back here looking in the exact same position. So see you in a second, guys. Okay guys, so I'm back with firebombs in hand. Now, obviously we picked up the bone off the corpse here, which is back up there, but we have got the item. Make sure you pick that up. Now the reason you need firebombs for this is because this is a veritable horde of enemies, which is very likely to kill you if you don't do what I'm about to do now. Now you can do this with any fire attack, so it could be firebombs, fireball, or anything like that. And basically you just want to throw a fireball at those barrels right there. That didn't go quite as well as I would have liked. Me. So I'm trying to take these on as individually as we can. There are a lot of them, so do be careful. Now there's a fat woman in the middle, and you want to try and take her on last. Take them on. There we go. Does you? Come on, I love you. Yeah. You next. Oh, you'll do. Oh, fat woman's about to join in. Right, let's do as many of these as we can. Now, this woman is probably quite likely to give you some trouble. Being as nobody else is aggroed, we're going to drag her away from the group. Because you want to do your best to try and take her on individually. Now, she has quite a selection of abilities at her disposal. She's got a rather long mace, which will cause bleed build-up. And she also has the ability to cast a very, very nasty spell, which has incredibly good tracking on it, which isn't very nice to get hit by either. Ooh, really? Which is one of the few enemies that can hit you while you're on the ground, which isn't particularly pleasant either. There we go, she's about to do a cast now. Alright, see now. That is her dealt with. Oh, even gave us our healing back, that's cool. Now, usually I go over to the right, because that allows us to go and talk with... you'll see on that tower there, there's a dude with a bow. He's a giant, he fires arrows over an area just there. Now, if you go and talk to him first, he won't fire arrows at you, instead he'll fire arrows at the enemy, which is pretty useful. So, in fact, I might still go and do that. I might still go and do that first, actually. Because that is just absolutely the best way to go about this. So we are going to go and do that. I was thinking about taking a different route because it'd been a bit quicker, but it'd been a lot more. It's a lot more dangerous. So we are going to do this my usual way first, I think. Thought something. Take that. Okay, so obviously some of these got bolts there. No. I've got no bolts, so it'll have to be the bow. Bow. Now you don't even need to be proficient with the bow to fire with it, you just need to fire. So some of these, you'll see they're a bit too high up for you to kind of slash at, so just hit them with a bow. Not entirely essential item, but you know, just for the sake of having it. Something coming? No. Right, so we're going to go and clear this right path first. I suppose really there's a lot of stuff we need to clear down here. So we are going to clear this right side. It'll make the area slightly longer for me to clear on video, but it will make things a lot safer. So I think that is the main thing here. So got an extra 5 on, that's nice. Now before you go through this way, you're going to want to go over to the right. Now you're going to get ambushed by quite a lot of these little guys, so be careful. Now what you want to do is you want to bring them around to an area where you're not going to get shot at too much, so about here. Now you want to be careful about this guy behind you, because there are enemies that look just like him, but this one isn't an enemy, we need to talk to him instead. Okay? Now we don't want him to die, and these guys can hurt him as well.
Another Nana disappeared. The Grunton carries a cage. He ever has his cage. And Nana's never coming back. So come into the cage and become Nana's shade.
Absolutely crazy. Don't know what that's about. I think it's just because when you join the covenant that he's related to, you become a mad spirit, so I guess they're just trying to make him sound mad, because that's what those guys are like. Yay, 4 damage killed you. So we'll take this. Some fire bombs. Obviously that is the area that we were kind of cross the bridge onto, and that will take you through onto the path of progression in a different way. But first we are going to go and find this covenant. Now first up, we're going to want to pick up all the items, so we're going to do that. Get ourselves the Fading Soul, absolutely trap item. No reason for us to really want it. Yeah, grab this guy. Oh, I missed. Yeah, there we go. Homemade bone. Now it kind of litters you with homemade bones as you go through this area. There's a reason for that, it's because it's the easiest way for you to get out. Now this dude down here looks quite aggressive, and if you attack him, he's going to be quite aggressive, but he shouldn't aggro on us, as long as we don't attack him first, or his dude, or his friend in the cage. Okay, so he's pretty friendly for now. Certainly bother. This dude, you want to kind of shoulder it so that it's facing away from the edge of the cliff. To try and prevent that, but obviously it didn't work for me this time around. Hopefully I remember it's there. Pick it up. Can't remember what it is. I think it's the. It's a stone plate ring of some kind. It's not that important, but it's worth knowing it's there. So this guy, you just need to walk up to the cage on his back and press A. Well, A in my case. X if you're on PlayStation. Whatever it is on PC. Those lothric gloves look really out of place on there. Okay then, so it's worth knowing that we are actually underneath the boss fight. We can't enter it, it can't attack you. This is where our next boss fight is going to finish, so pretty cool. The altar where the candles are directly in front of us is where you can join up with a kind of hidden faction, and this is kind of the only dialogue you get out of this guy.
Well, what's up? This pit is for hollows, not for the likes of you sane folk. Or perhaps you are a hollow, posing as otherwise? Yes, yes, then we are just fine. It's important to know who you are, but we'll all be mad soon enough. And should you be undead, well, all the more so. Beware, the shackles of the gods are fragile. You might need this. Etch it on your heart if you feel your sanity slipping.
Yep, that gives you the Mound Maker's Covenant.
To pile up your victims, for that will form your anchor. You'll see when you go mad. They'll be your family. You'll go mad. What? This pit is for hollows, and for the occasional madman fond of piling up victims. You've better things to do, I'd hope.
Cool, so that's him sorted. This is where you will drop off your vertebra shackles. I think the best thing you get from here is warmth, which is quite a nice pyromancy if you're using pyromancies. So, with that, as I was saying before, I've been littered with homemade bones for a reason. You can't get out of here any other way. So we're going to go back to Shrine Bonfire, I guess. Right, so, there's not really anything else for us to do. We are going to use this Estus Shard. 7 heals now. Will be quite nice.
Just what? Be careful.
Okay, so with that, usually I cut to being back across the bridge, but I'm going to keep this kind of recording just so that you guys can see me doing everything that it is that I'm doing, to make sure there's not, well, as few gaps as possible in the walkthrough. I will obviously cut through death, so if I die, I'll kind of just reappear there after the death screen, so that you guys don't have to keep watching me kind of run through stuff, because I'm not indestructible, and neither is anybody else in this game, so do be aware of that. Whoop. Let's take you down. Still a straight sword doing wonders for me though. Really enjoying this weapon. Looking look forward to upgrading it again. So I'm going to go down here. Take this guy down. Yeah! He squealed like a pig. I like it. Pig squeal! Right, so I don't know what's up with me. I'm going a bit crazy now. Right, are these guys going to chase me? Nope. Cool. Home free. So back at the bridge. And obviously, before we turned right, went around that way, got to the Mound Maker's Covenant. This time around, now, we're going to be going through the door. Get down. And you can get down. Special souls, lovely. Cool. We've got this big guy here. This is one of the few that can drop the Flambird weapon if you want to give that a go. It's not bad. It's kind of like an upgrade to the Claymore. Has bleed on it and has pretty good scaling. So feel free to give that a go if you wish. I tried it as a part of a venture to try some bigger, heavy weapons. I just can't get on with them, so I kind of stay away from those. Going across here, we want to go most of the way across the bridge and then come off to the right, just here. Be aware you are going to want to deal with this guy really quickly, because there's another one behind us who's going to come chasing us any second now. There we go. That. No, you can't. Let's have a heal here. Right then. So, oh, it's leashing. Fair enough. I didn't realise they'd leashed there. So be careful fighting down here, because you got the little guy up there firing his blow darts at you. So be careful. We're going to come back down here, get an extra Titanite shard. That means we'll need one more shard to upgrade our Astoral sword again, Astoral straight sword even. As I was saying before, I may try a respec into the Astoral greatsword, but I don't think I'm really going to care about it all that much. So, first bonfire into the area we have arrived at. It's quite nice. Now, the best thing about coming this way is it allows us to avoid a rather nasty ambush coming across that bridge. As if you'd gone any further, those guys they would have thrown some fire bombs at you, which would have exploded some barrels, and that would have been a death. Ouch! You got around the shield there. Fair. Let's do just here. And around here we have Cornyx, who is your pyromancer vendor. So we're going to talk to this guy.
Aha! Unkindled, are we? Welcome to my abode. I am Cornyx, an old pyromancer. A crow in his cage, as you see now. But here we are, an encounter for the ages. I hear the unkindled make for fine vessels. Care to learn some pyromancies from this old man? Most wise. A chance encounter should not be squandered. To reiterate, I am Cornyx of the Great Swamp. The pleasure is mine.
Cool. So we've collected a couple of NPCs for our Firelink shrine now, which is quite nice. I'm gonna head down this way. I've got a pretty cool plan for this guy as well. So come on, you. There we go. So this guy's an absolute pain, and they are very nasty to fight. So if you can get him to come through those barrels just like I did, you can also make short work of him. As you can see, we've got some more of those kind of guys to sort out down there. We'll be getting over to that end in a short while. Actually, a few extra souls there, which is nice. Coming for a level. 300 more souls before we can level again, which would be lovely. Stamina is the main issue right now, as it's stopping me from being able to kind of run very far. So the next thing I'm going to do is we're going to head down this way. Patrols out, so that's cool. Now, when you come here from the bonfire, why are you still there? when you first come down here from the bonfire, I don't know if we can see it. I don't want to aggro this dog. Too late. You're going down anyway, it's fine. Come on. So, can't really see it, but basically there's one of those fat ladies down there, and she kind of walks up and down this little road, and you don't want to deal with them and the stuff that's across that bridge at the same time. So we're going to go through here, open up a shortcut, and then we'll be coming back through to kind of get across that bridge, deal with some kind of troublesome enemies, and get to a new bonfire. Sorts that out. Got a big fat rat in here as well, so do be careful of that. I'm going to try and bait him out of the mist. There we go. Let's get another one of them out. See, rats are almost as bad as the dogs, but not quite. No! No! Bad stamina. Bad. Stop. Alright. So yeah, careful of the rats, but not too bad. A few extra souls for us. Where's the mist? There we go. So we're going to go around this way. We're going to be getting this door open fairly soon, which is why we're doing this in a bit of a different order to how I would usually do it. We are going to go through here. I'm going to rest at this bonfire. As we get under this bridge, we should get invaded by the same guy that got us into the Covenant. Do be careful of him, he is quite strong. But, hoping. Oh no, there's no gaps in the fence. Okay. Right, so, he should come and chase us. Where is he? There he is. There you see, he's purple. So being purple, that means he can be attacked by both NPCs and PCs. So like, he's essentially neutral, and he's just patrolling. I'm gonna get aggroed by this guy now. I have a true hatred for these machete guys. So let's this guy down. Alright, Hodrick. Cool, so we're going to take this guy down. Tracking on that attack's a bit crazy. Right. You can have a backstab. I'm going to have a quick heal. Do be aware, you will try and heal, particularly with that. Bad. He's out of Estus, which is cool. There we go. So that's Hodrick down. Now before we kind of deal with anything on this side, we are going to go and befriend the giant. If you go through that gateway there, that's where he's going to attack you. And although that would be quicker, it's less safe, so we're going to take a safer route. Before we carry on, we're going to go and spend all these souls we've just nicely acquired.
Welcome. Very well then.
So, Bina's faith isn't going to be relevant for a little while. I'm going to get some extra stamina in there.
Farewell, Ashen One.
And off we go. So, as you can see, got quite a few more now. We're going to be going to the cliff underside bonfire first off. Going over this way. we can actually ignore a lot of the enemies from here, so it's quite nice. Particularly once we open up the door that's on top of those steps. This becomes quite a nice shortcut to the boss area, and is where we're going to be recruiting our summon for this boss, which is why we're doing this the slightly longer way. Get through here. And here is the patrol that I was talking about before. So we can let these pass. My dog hasn't followed them this time like he should have done before. Come on. Faster, doggies. So with those over there and out of the way, we're going to be heading over here. Now be careful of these guys. They are pretty nasty. Now, if you're lucky, you can get that guy to drop off, which makes things a little bit easier around here. We are going to just run straight past them. We're not really interested in facing them, so we're going to be going straight up here to the doors. Hey, as if you fell on that. Cool. So I'm just going to have a quick break here. Don't know what's happening in my living room at the minute. Just give me 2 minutes, guys. Okay then, guys. So, sorry about the little intermission there. Just had to have a quick break. Don't know what was going off in my living room, but it's all sorted now. So, onwards we forge and past a fairly difficult enemy. We are going to kick his ass though. So, we can grab ourselves an ember. This guy's going to come on up. We're going to dodge him, run down the other side of the hall, and he's going to be annoyed as hell, as he can't hurt us anymore. I have a hollow head. Jeez. Now once you hit this guy, he can't really get to you, so feel free to kind of use whatever method you want to kill him. Now we're going to use a different one. We're going to head on up this way. He is going to chase us. Beware that he is quite aggressive. Come on. Come on. And bring him up the stairs. Run straight across the lift. Oh, what? Come on. Come on. Oop. Wasn't what I was expecting. There we go. Come on. Oh wow, I made it across. There we go. Down the hole he goes. So obviously that clears this room out for us, and we can obviously go ahead and rest at this bonfire just here, which unlocks that. Also feel free to do this before taking on the Frost Knight. Now we could speed run through this area and grab ourselves a Braille Tome, but we're not going to do that in interest of not just kind of running through the entire game. I do want to kind of show killing most of the enemies for you, so we're certainly going to be doing that. So back on up the lift we're going to go. Siegvard will have disappeared unfortunately, due to us having uncovered the puzzle of the lift. Now then, let's get that level pulled. Wait for the lift to come down. Alright then, lift is here, I'm going to head on back up. Send the lift back down but jump off, which will give us this lift. Siegfried is gone. He's gone back up. He's gone up the lift. So we're dealing with that in a second. Got any more armor sets in? Nothing good. Whoops, daisy. Ha! Whoa! Wow, there was some delayed button presses there. Okay, guys, I'll come back to that. I don't really know why. Back on the lift. Obviously, that is the guy that looks like an onion knight that we saw as we were going through the other way. But we couldn't really talk to him because we had enemies chasing us. We are going to go and talk to him in a second, though. Deal with a fairly nasty enemy with him. But first, we're going to go and talk to the giant. We want to befriend this dude.
Who are you?
Make a
I
peace.
help anytime.
Oh yeah. So that means now when we are walking through a graveyard, which is just down there, if you see, trying to orientate here, so that bridge there is the one that we crossed where the ambush is. That graveyard just there is where we're going to be heading towards after we've dealt with this area. So, down we go. That wasn't great, really. Sorry about that, guys. My orientation there was pretty terrible. Which side is it? Oh, missed it. Get on the way back up. I was looking down the wrong side. So it says There we go. It's off onto the ledge, around to the right. And talk to Mr. Siegvard, onion bro. See, has a face like an onion.
Don't disappear like that. You had me downright worried. But thanks to you, an epiphany has struck me square in the head. I've unraveled the riddle of this inscrutable lift. On some days I begin to doubt myself. I went up the tower, so I thought, then somehow ended up here. I'm not exactly sure what happened. Anyhow, do you see that? That humongous beast? I'm no coward and I've a steady hand, but that thing makes my skin crawl. Now, think twice before you go down that road. I could try talking some sense into him. No, I think not. He's far too overheated. I've got to use my head and think.
So, what we are going to do is re-equip our bow. I'm going to attract his attention. Come on.
No!
There we go.
You should have waited. Well...
Ah, stop. Right, let's unequip this. Now, Siegvard is in fact strong enough to kill this demon on his own, particularly if you're here to distract him. As you can see, he does pretty good damage. Now, we're going to wait for him to wait for the demon to concentrate on Siegvard. Let's have a quick check. Make sure there's no items up here. Oh, he's backed off too far. Ah, there we go, perfect. So now we can come over here, get a jumping attack on him to cause a ton of damage, and then just go ham on him. This guy's about down. And that is one dead demon. And a fire gem. Now bear in mind we could have started with one of those, but I chose not to. And that is probably one of the big reasons why.
That was quite a performance. But you mustn't get in over your head. We Unkindled must put our duties first. But, for the moment, we've a toast to make.
Siegbra.
To your valor, my sword, and our victory together. Long may the sun shine. Well, I'm going to have myself a little nap. The only thing to do, really, after a nice toast.
this guy's pretty useful. He gives some really nice items and helps with some of the bosses, so very worth having his storyline progressed. Particularly as he will give us what's called a Titanite slab, which is required to get your weapons to +10. There is a finite amount of those you can have per playthrough, so it's definitely worth getting that out of him. So we're going to go up this way. Oh, chop this down. Okay. There we go. So Pale Tom, that's going to be pretty useful for us in a minute. In terms of progressing one of the other characters' stories a little bit, and it's going to get us the second key that we needed for High Wall Lothric. Let's get this dude down, so we'll be able to go and grab ourselves some other stuff. Nicer set of armour here, so we are going to go ahead and redress a little bit. Light enough on there. Some overall better defences. There we go. So we're going to be a little bit better defended now, which is nice, and we can carry on with our journey. This way, let's pick that up. Now be careful here, we're going to have some of these things here that drop down. I can't remember whether these ones do or not. No, those ones didn't. Some of them most definitely do. Fire bombs are pretty useful for aiming at them though, which we'll be showing in a second. Go through this way. So these ones definitely are. Now the pretty easy spot, usually if you just click in your lock on button, you'll be able to see them. So now these guys have a rather unique property of being weak to thrust attacks, but strong against slash attacks. So try to use those kinds of attacks against them for best results. They don't really do that much damage, so you don't need to be like afraid of them. As you can see, but just in terms of kind of like dealing with them. If you're not going to come at me, here, have that. I like doing that to you. Again, more of these guys. So for a short weapon, this thrust does have pretty good range on it, which is quite nice. Up here we've got two fatties, which are quite a challenge to be taken on, so do be careful of them. That's what I wanted. Oh, I didn't get a drop attack. No! Always avoid the fire hugs. Oh, go this way. Backstab. Oh, I've got one of them things on the way. Finished. Number 2. Now usually I do run past these guys, so do feel free to do that. There's no real need. Oh, out of the way of that. No real need to be doing this to these guys, I have to say. Is this one down? So up and round we go after finishing off the fatties. It's going to be nice to have more stamina soon. Very nice indeed. So it should be Flynn's Ring, which is something that increases damage the less equipped loot you have. I've not tried playing with it, but from what I've heard it's not very effective. Jump off here. And then from here we're going to roll off and forward down the tower. Do be careful, you don't want to die at this point because this is like the final stretch. The mirror set and the Cleric ring down here, which is extremely useful, particularly when you have A, low stamina, and B, are a melee class at all. So that's going straight on. We could put other rings on if we wanted as well, but that's going to be more of a disadvantage than an advantage, and we're not really bothered about increasing things like bleed resistance at the moment, so that's all good. But the extra stamina recovery is going to be useful for us. So with that, we are at the door that I pointed out earlier, where the enemies patrol around. So be careful as you're coming out of this way, as these enemies can be anywhere along this road. I'm going to jump and attack that. Get the ember. Jump and attack at you. I've never done that before in my life. That looked like a roll parry. Yeah, missed again. So you can stagger these guys with your roll. Amazing. So with this side all sorted, instead of kind of doing what we usually do, we're going to head to. Oh yes, we need to head to the bonfire. That's right. So we're going to head down here, back through the shortcut to the bonfire that was through the sewers. From there we're going to spend our souls, level up a little bit. In fact, no, before we spend our souls we're going to clear the graveyard so that we can access... I can't remember the woman's name now. Irina of Kareem, who is going to allow us to start purchasing some new miracles, which will be nice, and may in fact start giving us reason to level up our faith. We'll have to see. So through this way, big rat, 5 bombs for you. So, Store Straight Sword doing a pretty good job here, I have to say. Much better than I thought it would. Looking forward to infusing it with lightning. Well, of course, as you can see up there, there is another crystal lizard. We can try and get around and get that before we go. This guy's probably going to aggro on us. And get this. That's it. Sharp gem, nice. Get this guy just here. I have in fact just realised I've actually got quite a few things to sort out before we do head on back to the bonfire. Kill this dude. Longsword absolutely wrecks these guys, man. Whew. That's excellent. Don't think it drops anything. Nope. So through this way. Now instead of firing at us, the longbow should fire at them, which is nice. Boom! Which makes this a nice place to acquire their armor set if you're interested in it. You guys are dead. Bye! Boom! So as you can see, going and talking to that giant, well worth it. As it means you don't have to try and rush past all of these enemies trying to get through here, whilst under fire from a giant longbow. Next up, we're going to make this rather important jump right here. Important because of this. This is the Undead Bone Shard. Now, what this does is when we burn this back at Firelink Shrine, it will increase the amount that our Estus flasks heal us by, which is pretty good, particularly with how much HP we have. So that has just upped our kind of threat range considerably. Up this way, we're going to get ambushed by one of these little guys on the roof. So let's not let that happen. Take him down. Cleric set, complete with the headpiece, which we don't get before. Mortician's Ashes, which is what we really need to get to our NPC. Before we do that, we are going to clear the rest of this area. So I'm going to go and grab the... Oop. I'm going to grab a scythe. We're going to open the door that's over on the right hand side, and then deal with another area of this place before we then call this place complete, deal with the boss, with a summon, which I've not done before. Not used a summon to take on the cursed rotted Greatwood before, as I've never really felt the need. Now, bit of a jump here, just to grab the Great Scythe. It's an okay weapon. I wouldn't recommend it for late game, but it did me okay for a little while when I was using it with the Pyromancer. You just have to get used to kind of how far away you have to hit things from. And I guess they give it you here so that you can use it against the boss, because you have to kind of reach a little bit high to get to its weak points. So we're going to this door. Sort that. Rather than run back, I'm going to homeward bone back to the bonfire. Bonfire, last rest of that, that's it. Oh, wrong one. Never mind. I thought I was trying to make a shortcut. Never mind. Right, so we're going to go to Dilapidated Bridge. We've got some stuff to sort out down here. Okay, we have to run past this guy. Hopefully this time it doesn't aggro on us. That's cool. Right, so we're going to go through here. We're going to experience a few horrors. Unfortunately, I think there's an arc down here somewhere, I want to say. Let's try, let's have a look. No. Okay, maybe not. So let's be aware at this point I'm carrying a fair few souls for this series of games, so I'm going to have to make sure that I don't lose them. So the thing that makes this place nasty is this fatty up here, who likes to fire nasty spells at you as you try and get through the area. Roll away! Don't get caught by the hug. Get down. This sword, wrecking everything. It's crazy. Talent shard. Ooh. We've got enough to upgrade our sword. That's going to be even better. Okay, down we go. For some reason you can stun these guys by rolling into them, which is crazy. Right then, so we've got a couple of bits to grab around here. I think we've got a Talent shard or something down this way. Where are we? Yep, got Talent shard there. Which is nice. We can have enemies coming out all over the place down here. You down. Get this guy out. Let's not deal with that in there, eh? Come on. There we go. Whip. That tells you what these guys are into, doesn't it? Bit of bondage. Ooh. Right, so. Go over here. I'm sure there's an enemy in here. Nope. Okay. That's the red eyes. Wants a backstab apparently. The reason he doesn't move is because he's meant to be setting up an ambush as you come down this way. But obviously we are coming from essentially the wrong way, which is fine by me. Same can be said with these guys, as well. These guys aren't activating on us. And then the final part of the ambush. There we go. Stab this one. There we are. Now then. Don't think there's anything down here. Nope. There we go. That's that. Large soul of deserted corpse. Take this. I think one of these is alive. Knew it. Cool. Warrior of Sunlight Covenant down here. It's all good. So from now we can start acquiring the Sunlight medals, which is nice. And that is the majority of this area cleared. We've got one more path to clear, but before we do that we're going to have to go to Firelink Shrine and give the Handmaiden and the Mortician's ashes. So we're going to homeward bone there right now. It's kind of a waste of a bone, but I'm going to use it anyway. So back to the bonfire. Bonfire that Chester. Go. Right, so first things first. Key is the highest priority here.
Ah, how
So give Umbral Ash.
gracious. Passing fine ash thou'st given. Let this ash bestow nourishment. I only hope these new wares content thee.
So what we want is the key.
Ashen one.
Next up,
Ah,
we're going to Andre, who's going to increase the damage of our weapon,
Prithee, be careful.
which is nice. Now I always recommend with a non-physical class, so when I say non-physical I mean non-strength or dexterity class, going raw first, as a raw weapon is buffable by our abilities. Now we don't actually get our buffing ability till very, very far into the game, but then once your main damage stat gets to 60, you can then infuse this with an element and that will scale with your chosen damage type, so that's pretty cool and worth knowing. I've got the bone shard to burn, some souls here to use up. Get through all this. I'm going to save talking to NPCs for right at the end, because we've got quite a few here now and we've still got another one to acquire, so we're going to sort that in a second. So I think that's it for now.
Well,
Talk to the Firekeeper lady.
very well. Then
Got at least 3 level ups there. That's lovely. Right, so we are going to go for one there, and probably one more there. The reason we're doing that is because I'm not really using many miracles at the moment. It's unfortunate, but it's true. So you know, endurance is good for us, and this is going to eventually increase our damage. So that is why we're doing it that way. Health is complete with me, even up that a little bit now that we've got the bone shard. So we're going to burn this off like so. And then back to either of these two, because they both lead to the same shortcut, so it doesn't really matter which way, but the dilapidated bridge will have the least resistance for us, so we're going to go that way. Now, I usually do this on the way out of the area, because it kind of leads back towards where we fought the Frost Knight, but doing it this way will mean that we get a summon for the boss. So although the route has been a little bit longer, it means that the boss fight will be a little bit safer, which is the aim of this walkthrough, to be kind of as complete, get as many NPCs through it as possible, which is what we're going to be doing. So it does in fact mean that before the Abyss Watcher's boss fight, we will be going hollow, all 5 levels. I'll be showing that then. To the right we've got Velka. Now I didn't realise what the secondary effect of this was. So you've got Request, Absolution and Dissolution. Absolution will, if you attack an NPC and they go hostile on you in Firelink Shrine, you can request Absolution. For a lot of souls they'll stop attacking you. Dissolution actually makes it so that when you go hollow you can reverse how you look, so you look kind of human again instead of being like a horrible decrepit looking sack of crap basically. Now some of these skeletons are going to start reforming and we're going to have to fight them, so be careful as you're coming through here. You can still attack them whilst they're forming though, so feel free to do that. Let's get you down, some extra soulage. This is of course going to mean that we're going to be really powerful against the Curse Rock of Greatwood, because I'm going to be higher level than I usually run, which is fine by me. Stamina is starting to look a little bit healthier. We're going to have to get an extra point in there in a second. Oh, what timing! Thought I'd missed that. Right, so right inside we've got a crystal lizard. You want to try and come round to the side to force it to go into the wall, like so. Coming over here is going to cause this guy to drop down. Alright, you want to try attacking while he's still down, as much as you can. There we go, take him straight out. Get some Tarmac shards. You drop me anything? Nope. Ooh, we still haven't got the ember on the bridge. Okay, we're going to have to go grab that as well before we face Curse Rock Greatwood. My bad for rushing, we're going to have to go clear that a little bit up. Gonna get the bow back out, take that. So we've got a Blessed Shield up here. This will actually heal you so long as it's equipped. Although very slowly. So worth knowing about that kind of enchantment. Down here we've got rats. This is basically a trap room, there's no real reason to be facing them all. So we've got Saint's Talisman, we'll be looking at that in a second. As you can see, it's just a room full of rats. No real reason to be fighting all that. Feel free to if you wish to though. So I'm going right this way. Talk to this guy.
Another one of those unkindled, are you? All you faceless undead, behaving as if you deserve respect. No matter. Heed my words. If you've any sense, you'll go find a coffin to huddle up inside. You, here, in this land of hollows. You're like a frail maiden on the front lines. If, like the others, you're fool enough to play the champion, then go on ahead. Traipse right past the abandoned church. You'll face death. And it won't be pretty. Enough death to leave you broken. Time after time. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool guy. So, we're going to sort out this priest lady just here.
Who is there? Is someone there? Anyone? Oh, please, whoever you are, touch me. The dark surrounds me, nibbles at my flesh. Little creatures, they never stop biting. So please, hold out your hand and touch me. Ah, yes, there you are. So close, indeed. Then I am not entirely alone just yet. Praise the merciful gods above. Oh, forgive me. I am Irina of Karim. I came to this land so that I might be a firekeeper. Your touch has freed me from the darkness. You are a champion, then? I am weak and unfit to tend the flames. But if it would not trouble you, might I enter into your service instead? Oh,
yeah.
Thank you, sweet champion. I shall take my vows. I, Irina of Karim, solemnly swear to serve you.
Cool, so that's all done. We're going to talk to this guy again.
You've gone and rescued her, have you? How very quaint. Pitying creatures that are beyond help. Very well. I'm sick of looking after her at any rate. I am Egon, a knight of Karim. I am allied to you for as long as you assure the girl's safety. And only for that long.
Cool, so he should now be available as a summon to us for the boss of the area. Before we go ahead and go and face it, we're going to deal with these guys. So let's take you on. This sword really does wreck these guys, I have to say. What? Can't believe you dropped me some rubbish. Come on then. Goodbye, sir. Cool, so we're going to go around to the left. There's not really much up here worth grabbing, but we're going to grab it anyway. Some alluring skulls around here, with some dogs. Alluring skulls. And then the ember on the bridge. There we go. So we are set and ready to face the boss. Before we do that, we are going to go and level up one last time. So, homeward boning out of here to the Firelink Shrine. Shrine bonfire, that's it. So we're going to grab ourselves a level up, take on the boss, and then next we'll be heading to Road of Sacrifices, dealing with that area, as well as picking up Grey Rat and the Red Eye Orb. So I'm going to grab this. Where's my soul? There we go.
Welcome. Very well.
Level up again. Oh yeah. So we're going to go for more endurance because that's going to be more useful to us in the upcoming boss fight.
Farewell, Amic.
And we're going to travel from the dilapidated bridge because that just became the path of least resistance. Main reason being is because we have the giant on our side firing the enemies for us, meaning we don't really have to fight many of them. And we are in a good place with 7 out of the 15 Estus flasks, so we've got half of the heals available to us, which is nice. Decent amount of endurance building up, plenty of health, and we are embered, so things are going quite nicely. So we'll just take a nice leisurely jog through this area whilst the giant deals with all the enemies. Just avoid getting hit, and you're fine. Whoops. He says. So we're going to head up here. Now do be aware that enemies won't enter boss rooms, so when you come up here these guys are quite likely to leash away from us. And Egon's summon sign should be right outside this door. Okay guys, after a bit of searching around, turns out you can't actually summon Egon for this boss fight. I don't know why I thought you could. I'm sure somebody told me that you were able to get an NPC summon for this. I don't really need it, I was just trying to do it because it makes the game a little bit easier. But instead we're just going to go ahead and deal with this instead. So we will be fine, I have no doubts. There we go. Phase 1's done. So next up, you want a 2 hands so you get the vertical slices. Don't lie down on me. Another set of pus-filled bags down. I don't think they're going to reach those ones on his elbow. So next up we have under here on his thigh. Just that down. Go over to his left side, cool. Should be one on his hand, I think. There we go. That one down. One on his ankle. And that is a dead curse rot of Greatwood. Sorry about all the mess around, guys. It turns out trying to do it the longer way to see if we can get Egon summoned for this fight was a bit of folly. seems I may have been trolled a little bit by the person that told me we could do that, but never mind. It did not hinder our progress. We will carry on nonetheless. Cool, so with that done, next up we'll be progressing through the Road of Sacrifices. I'm just going to go spin these little souls and level up. Let's go. Now, obviously the length of the videos in this walkthrough are going to be a little bit longer than the one, well, I say a little bit, quite a bit longer than the ones in the previous walkthrough. I've got people asking for different lengths of videos, from 20 minutes to 45 minutes and hour longs and all sorts of things, so I'll make it so each of the walkthroughs has different length episodes. People can kind of watch however they feel, so this one's probably going to be about an hour long.
Very well then.
Let's get some more level ups. So we will definitely take even more stamina at this point.
Farewell, Ashen.
Okay, and so next we are going to want to talk to our NPCs. So first up, we're going to talk to this dude.
Ooh, yet to give in, eh? Good. The Firekeeper must be twitching with delight. But what do you really know about these Lords of Cinder? These supposed legends? Let's take Aldrich for one. A right and proper cleric. Only he developed a habit of devouring men. He ate so many that he bloated like a drowned pig, then softened into sludge. So they stuck him in the Cathedral of the Deep, and they made him a Lord of Cinder, not for virtue, but for might. Such as a lord, I suppose. But here I ask, do we have a sodding chance? At the foot of Lothric Castle, an old path still runs below the tower in the Undead settlement. It was used to transport sacrifices to the Cathedral of the Deep. You should see where it leads, if you've the stones for it. You haven't given up yet? Then you're a brasher lad than I thought. You can make better use of this. I don't need it. Not now I've flown the coop.
Cool. I think that's the guy I dealt with.
The Undead Legion of Farron is a caravan of undead, sworn by wolf's blood to contain the abyss. The Legion will bury a kingdom at the first sign of exposure. Joyous bunch, really. Gaining admission to the Legion is a matter of some ceremony. Inside their keep, snuffing out the flames of 3 altars opens the door to the wolf blood. Even accursed undead want to believe they're special, it seems. I pity the sorry souls. Gaining admission to the League.
Cool, so that's him dealt with. Next up we have this dude up here who will give us a key.
Well, hasn't it been some time? I'm Leonard, the Ringfinger. Remember me? I slipped you those red eyes some time ago. You're making quite an effort of it, so I thought you might like to know. If you yearn for a proper red-eye orb, one that is uncracked, then kill the Dark Wraith, survivor of the land swallowed by darkness. He has been a prisoner for many ages in the deepest cell in all Lothric. I can see it in your eyes. If you didn't invade, didn't pillage, whatever would you do?
Exactly. Right, cool. Let's talk to this guy. So this guy is going to have a conversation all of his own. We're going to give him the transposing kiln, which we got from the cursed rot at Greatwood. Doing this will allow us to trade the souls that we get from bosses for special items, which we will see now.
Fret not, My feet are here firmly planted, for I am a lord, and this is my throne. Oh, belike it is a transposing kiln in thy possession. Seen better days, but methinks it shall suffice. Now, bring to me a twisted soul. Transposition is the art of extracting and coalescing the essence of a soul. In transposing a twisted soul, its true power transferreth to thee. Thy purpose is to seek lords and slay them. What's to fear in a little transposition now?
Cool, so we can begin transposition, and as you can see, we can trade the souls for different things. So for example, we can use the soul of the rotted Greatwood for Hollow Slayer Greatsword. We can get Vort's Hammer, Ostor's Spear, and all that kind of stuff. Now, none of these are useful twists. The only one I would recommend getting, which I'm not actually going to get because I don't care because I've already got all the rings, is the Pontiff's Left Eye, because that is related to a achievement. So instead of doing that, I'm going to eat these souls, which will allow us to level up a bit more. Whoops, let's get that done. Cool. How many souls are we on? Q. Right, so we get an extra level up. That's gonna be nice.
Welcome home, Ashen. Speak very well. Hey.
Q, looking good.
Farewell, Ashen.
We are actually looking pretty strong right now. We may start leveling health again soon, but we'll see how that goes. So we've got a few more NPCs that are now populating our Firelink shrine. We've got Yol down here, who it's worth speaking to. This guy has a conversation as well.
Oh, our champion of Ash, welcome home. This pilgrim, with a debt in death, hardly deserves to behold this divine flame. And I never would have, had you not taken me into your service. I thank you dearly for this, and assure you of my leal service.
Cool, so draw out strength. This is how you start the path down to a hidden ending. If you don't know about it, turn away now. You've got 2 seconds. So those of you that are still listening, drawing out true strength 5 times will give you 5 dark sigils. I'll be demonstrating this later on in the playthrough, as I'm not going to do it right now, as the later you take these 5 levels, obviously the more kind of souls it is saving you, but there is a point that you have to use getting these 5 levels by, so we're going to do it just before that point, so that we get the most benefit out of it. Now doing this is going to start you on a path, down a path to get the Hollow Lord ending, which is quite hidden, and we'll be doing that ending with this character, even though we are quite holy. In terms of abilities, our mindset definitely is not. It is definitely for the most advantageous route through this game that we can find, particularly as everybody tells me faith builds aren't very good, so we'll see how it performs. So the only drawback is that you are going to look decrepit. Like, we look quite nice right now, because we're all nice and fleshy, but the moment you start drawing out true strength and you'll start going hollow, your character is going to look pretty damn nasty. The next character we can go and talk about, obviously we've got Cornyx as well, so we're going to go around all of this at the moment, because we've got a few. We have got Cornyx just here.
Ah, there you are, unkindled one. I wish to express my gratitude for trusting the lowly pyromancer and allowing me to gaze upon this majestic flame. As promised, I will impart pyromancies to you. But first, you'll need a flame of your own. Careful you don't burn yourself with it.
Cool, so this guy, We can learn pyromancies. Worth doing for any class because the damage mainly comes from the actual level of the flame itself, and it makes for a nice alternative if you come across an enemy that is resistant to the types of damage that you're using. And then here we have our priest.
Champion of Ash, welcome back. Do you wish to...
So here we have our priest who's going to teach us miracles. We've got Homeward, which I suppose is okay. It kind of acts like a Homeward bone, which means we don't need to buy Homeward bones anymore if we take that. We got Caressing Tears, cures ailments, which is okay. And we've got Replenishment, which gradually restores HP. So I may, in fact, go ahead and take that one. We are going to want all of these in the end anyway, because buying all of the miracles from her will activate a different quest ending for this lady, which I've not actually activated yet, so that is what I intend to do with this playthrough. So that is that explained. That is all the NPCs we currently have. We'll be getting Grey Rat and killing Dark Wraith in the next episode before we go on to the Road of Sacrifices. Hope you enjoyed this one, everybody. I will see you next time.